Amazing, amazing. So we're live with Hunger for Humor, Humor for Hunger, night 3. It's a comedy series in support of the Food Banks of Canada's COVID Relief Fund. So we've already had 2 weeks of Wednesdays, night 3, the finale coming in next week. We've had quite a bit of success. I think a little bit of money has been raised for a good cause. You know, we've given our comedians something to do, given me something to do, except just touch myself. So this is going to work out pretty well. And whoever is listening, welcome, slowly trickling in. So this show actually obviously has been made possible by our generous donors, as you can see on the screen right there. We got Infinity Printing, Lily Financial, and Stewart and Eston. Sorry, I can't read those there, but you can see the logos. We'll flash up big version. There we go. Check these guys out. Boom. Boom. We've got sponsors. We're legit. It's all good. Amazing. So we've been lucky, thanks to the pandemic. We've had access to some amazing comedians every week so far. We've had a strong lineup, including this week, and I'm going to bring up our entire lineup for a quick sneak preview for you guys. Here we go. Hey, we've got Melanie, Faisal, and we've got Dave, who looks like a fan that's rotating from side to side. Ah, there he is. Yeah, a dramatic entrance, WWE style. Don't ever tell us we don't have any production value. We do not. We have some text that's running across the bottom of the thing. There we go. Little reminder for all our viewers that you can donate directly to Humor for Hunger, Hunger for Humor, at that address, humorforhunger.com. Cool. So I'm going to turn that off. Comments coming in already from, Canada's Top Mayor Award. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Cool. So now that we've done the intro, I'm going to take back the attention that we've all missed. I mean, things reopen on Friday. Reopen. Step 1 of reopening is happening this Friday. And it's very confusing because there's multiple steps. The actual parameters are kind of confusing. And to be honest, I don't even know. After 1 year of this, I've forgotten. We're talking about this, all the comics. We're talking about how we've forgotten how to live life. Like, it's been a year. Okay, I mean, especially if you've lived by yourself this whole time, you're probably very squirrely. You know, like, it's been a year, especially for single people. A year without dating, that must have been like, and also for people who like to cheat, by the way. What a rough time, right? Like, it's been horrible. I mean, the only thing we've been flirting with is disaster and thoughts of suicide so far. I'm going to take this. I don't know. I went dark there. I don't know. It's a little too dark. It's a little too early. I mean, it's not literally dark. I don't know where I was going with that. Regardless. Cool. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the philosophical musings of a depressed comedian and friends in support of Food Banks of Canada's COVID Relief Fund. Cool. And let's take a look at what's been in the news for the last few months. Like, this has been a crazy fucking 15 months or however long it's been. First of all, aliens are real. Okay, aliens are actually real, and nobody gives a shit. Like, nobody cares. We just want to get a haircut. We're like, bro, stop distracting me and open up Joanne's Fabrics right now. I don't even know what's going on, because I've been watching a lot of these like NASA's jet propulsion scientists try to explain these phenomena, because these these UFOs, they don't actually move as if the laws of reality apply to them. It's like, well, it's kind of like, it's like Jeff Bezos invented those UFOs or something. They move of their own accord. There's no inertia. There's no gravity. Somebody said that they might be probes. So I don't want it to be probes, because that means the worst people alive were right this whole time. I really hope that it's just China or something. No, it'll be aliens. They're probably not revealing themselves because they're insecure about the unrealistic body expectations that Hollywood has, propagated for the last 30 years. I bet they have like 12 arms or something, and they're like, no, we're not humanoid. Like, and Black International just came out with Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. How are you, as a disgusting alien, supposed to reveal yourself when when these are the people you're being compared to? What else? Billionaires. That's the other. I mean, they're always in the news, but they've, in particular, been in the news for the last year because, coincidentally, the billionaires have increased their wealth by the exact amount that we have lost ours, and that's a complete coincidence. We lost 3 trillion, and the top 1% gained 3 trillion. Obviously, Elon Musk has been in the news a lot as well. He's kind of a douchebag. He's got a lot of bad ideas. He's got some good ideas, but he's got a lot of bad ideas. But my favorite bad idea or theory of his is the simulation theory. He thinks him, and there's a lot of other people like him who believe that this entire universe, our perceived realities, is a simulation. Some aliens are billionaires. Oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that. You're right, Jeff. They will get along. But yeah, Elon Musk thinks that there's a very, very solid chance of all of our reality being a simulation. And sure, it might seem like that if you're Elon Musk. Okay? You're born into an apartheid emerald mining billionaire family. If you're sitting in your $50 million mansion, you press a button and women and cocaine appear out of nowhere, yeah, you might think life is a simulation. But I don't think that when I'm bagging my own groceries at No Frills, overdue, I'm not sitting there going like, life is such a video game. This is such a fun video game. My back hurts all the time. What kind of a video game is this? This is the worst simulation of all time. The idea that whoever is in charge of the simulation created this? Yes. Look at my haircut. Do you think I would choose this? This is a pandemic haircut. Elon, god damn, idiot. Thank you, Jane. Amazing. Glad people are enjoying my Elon hate. I should start a fundraiser for victims of Elon Musk's bad ideas. That'll be great. That'll be fun. The other big news of the pandemic has been the stock market. Exciting, I know, very exciting. It's basically everybody and their mom literally got into the stock market, which is a direct result of a bunch of stimulus money that went out to people, right? So, like here in Canada and the US, people got a bunch of stimulus money. They're like, you know what? I got $50. Let's fucking pull that on GameStop or AMC. It makes no sense. But that's what I like about non-billionaires, and that's like everybody, is that we are fun when it comes to money. Rich people are boring and basic. All they do with their blood money, with their government subsidies, is like buy another yacht, or like a yacht for their yacht, or another house, like just places to sit around in. What? Like we got like $50 more and gamed the hell out of the stock market. We played it like Fortnite. Okay, we actually gamed it to the point that they had to change the rules because they're just boring, rich, boring assholes with absolutely no idea how to compete in, the real market. So I'm making money in the stock market, by the way, FYI. I made $5 today. So, think about that when you talk to me. Here's the thing, though. Before I started playing with it, I didn't really understand what the stock market's like, and now I get. See, the stock market is kind of like sports, or any sport. You can figure out some things by watching it, but there are all these arbitrary rules that you have to know. Like when you watch soccer, all right, you got, or basketball, you're like, all right, sure, you got to get the ball in the opponent's net, and you don't go outside the lines. But you won't be able to guess the number of substitutions. You can't guess how many quarters there are. You won't understand why these people are falling in the grass because somebody breathed too hard near them, right? You don't understand why the Italian team is full of complete assholes. So you have to watch this. So the stock market's a lot like that. as long as you are not emotional, you'll do really well in the stock market. So I'm not doing very well in the stock market at all. I made $5 today. So yeah, cool. All right, now that my poverty status has been cemented, I'm going to bring on our lineup. Our first comedian of the night is the 2014 SiriusXM Canada's Top Comic winner. He is currently here for our viewing pleasure. I'm going to throw up Faisal Butt, everybody.
Oh, currently here for your viewing pleasure. Hey, thank you. 2014. What a simpler time back then. Hello, Jane Laker. I assume you're a fan of NBA. I'm guessing your favorite team is the Los Angeles Clippers. All right. I can do this all day because I'm not sure who could hear me. I know Jeff Chadwick is still in the house. I hope so. Jeff, like you, I'm really I want to give a shout out to all of these sponsors here, Lily Infinity, right here, and then of course Canada's Top Mayor Award. Because you know what, the prestige of being a mayor is not enough. We need to put you in a competition. So, and I love that. And there's a lot of great mayors in Ontario. So, I wonder if it's like I probably should have Googled or Bing searched that, but if it's like what kind of competition it was before COVID. Here we go. Yes, thank you. Of course. Do you guys have like an obstacle course where the mayors have to run through them? Sort of like, all right, I can do this. I can do this all day. I got 43 more minutes. Okay, everyone. So just step in there. People step in there. You know. Hey, who's booing me on this thing? Guys, come on. We're doing this for humor for hunger here. I'm edgy. I'm the edgiest. Why go first? All right. Knock it up. Thanks. Let's get serious about me. It's my name is Faisal Butt. That's my real name. Not a good name to have. Period. Just period. That's not a good name. I'm expecting a child, or my wife is expecting a child. I always forget biology. And it's not a good name to have. Picking out a baby, right? And I guess it's 2021. And I can tell you this: my girl's white, and I look like this, the bad guy from True Lies. And so we're trying to have this conversation. She's like, you know, she's working still, and she's a vegetarian, and she even ran like a half a marathon while pregnant. She's got a lot on her mind, and we were trying to pick out a baby name. And it's really hard to pick a baby name when your last name is Butt. And so, you know, we decided the baby's going to take her last name, which is Fart House. So I think I'm going to be fine. I decided to give the baby a brown first name, and I chose the name Suleiman, which is beautiful. I think it means warrior or widow, depending on how you pronounce it. I always love to do crowd work. I can tell I hacked into the mainframe here. I see Jeff here. I was just curious who drinks or who in the chat. Actually, go ahead and if you can, Dawn, how you doing, Mark Trinidad? I just a question for everyone in the chat. Write your answer. How old were you when you started drinking? And I will tell you my response if you want. Anybody here? Okay, let's just assume Jane, you started. You look like you're 23. So let's say you started drinking at 18. Top Mayor Dave, are you? Can you hear me, Dad? How old were you when you started drinking?
Oh, 20, 19, 20.
I was 18.
No, I mean, the first time was when I was much younger, but like start drinking consistently in my late teens.
Your late teens, okay. Melanie, you too. Did you start drinking?
The first time I like tried it, I was like 14 at my friend's cabin.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
but it was
can anyone beat 14? Type your answer.
I mean, I can beat it. I did have a sip of whiskey when I was 4 because my parents wanted me to shut up and stop bothering them. So, and then I passed out.
We call that a Russian Thanksgiving.
It was.
The reason
It was a holiday
the reason I was
in
asking
Moscow.
everyone, Danish is also Russian before you try to cancel me, everyone. The reason I was asking is I started drinking at 30 years old when I was 30. Sorry, you were 55. So like last week, Jane, you looker. I started drinking at 30, and I'm 44 now because I was raised Muslim until I got the internet in my house, and then I was like, I have a lot more questions. And my first sip of alcohol was Jameson, and I thought it was just glorious. I loved it. And also, you know what? Full disclosure, I lost my virginity when I was also 30. It was the same night. So I remember waking up that next day being like, I don't think I want to be Muslim anymore. Right? And maybe 6 weeks after that, I had another awakening, another double hit knockout combo where I smoked my first joint of marijuana. And I tried bacon for the first time. And I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm done. Sorry. How dare you ban those 4 glorious, amazing things: booze, bacon, weed, and Julie. All right. And then I just moonwalked right out of that mosque. And that was it. I got a ha 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 from. I will take that. Yeah, that's my opener, guys. All right. We should have told you. I am recording a CD here, and then I'm streaming this, as you know. Just, you know what? I gotta go. It's been real. You know, we shared a lot of laughs. The moods changed several times. Just, come on, Dave.
Cheers, Faisal, and boom.
Thanks a whole lot of money for Humor for Hunger. Thanks so much for Danish. And, thanks,
There we
Jeff.
go. Faisal Bud, everybody. Woohoo. Amazing. Yeah, man. My hands got greasy in that intermish for me. I guess it was, I don't know. Uber Eats happened. All right, I'll be real. Uber Eats happened, and it happened exactly at the right time. And now I'm a happy camper. Cool. All right, so we're gonna go to our next comedian, who's originally from Winnipeg. That's fun, right? That's fun. Hello, Melanie Dowling, everybody! Yay!
Oh my goodness! What
That's
a
your
warm
credit.
welcome. So all you all know about me so far is that I've been drinking since I was 14, and I'm from Winnipeg. It's me. It's really me. Can you believe it? Isn't this exciting? Oh, I'm excited for you. I am excited. I'm excited that Lolo Me is on this really fun show, raising money with these wonderful people. I am very excited. I just, I was thinking about this earlier, and I don't really know how to like start things anymore, like just like one of these doodads, or like just a conversation, or like any kind of interaction, really. I don't know where to begin, because what are the standard greetings? Like, what do we have at our disposal? There's, how are you? That's a little rude, isn't it? These days, what with the unpleasantness, events, rigmarole, what have you. There's been a lot to choose from. Then we have, what else can you say to someone? What have you been up to? It's passive aggressive, frankly. And then there's what's new and exciting, which almost works. I do think that one almost works, because watching humanity hurtle toward an uncertain future is kind of exciting, isn't it? It's like we're now living in the reality that will one day be a very successful action movie franchise. It's just going to be a wonderful little vehicle for the next Thomas Cruise. I'm excited. But I have kind of been seeing this time as an opportunity personally for personal and spiritual growth. But that's because I am an asshole. Yeah, and I have been pretty lucky. I've been having an okay time. I've been working this whole time. I kind of started my own little business at home. I've been gardening. I've been doing like teaching myself French, enchanté, all that kind of stuff. It's been very fancy, very fun. And it helps because I do live with someone, so I haven't been lonely. I live with my boyfriend, and he's been really busy too. You know, he's been playing a lot of Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, that's a little cowboy game where you go on a little computer and pretend you're a little cowboy. It's really cute. And it's funny because at one point he actually qualified for CERB, for government assistance, and I didn't. So he was actually getting paid more to be a fake cowboy than I was to be a real person. So that's a thing. But you know, I don't want to sit up here. I don't want to broadcast here and just be like, my significant other and like complain, because I hate when people do that. Oh, wow, you're a funny lady. Wish you could hear me laughing. Oh my God, I wish I could hear that too. Call me later. Call me later. Just give me a few little giggles. It'll be a nice time. Oh, that would be like, imagine for comedians who've been out of work this whole time, if we could just call like a sex hotline, but it's actually just people being like, a tee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would enjoy that. And yeah, I'm glad you find it funny, because I don't want to like say disparaging things about my significant other. That's not the type of person I am. You know, yes, he's been playing a lot of video games, but he's also been very drunk this entire time. And I've been thinking about it, and I'm kind of nervous about things opening up again. And I don't know if that's okay to say. I know that like that's what we want, but it's just like everybody's saying like, oh, I'm so excited. I miss people. And while I respect that, my question is, do you remember people? It's like, people, I have a lot of trouble with people. You know, there's a lot of things they do that I don't understand. And I would include myself in that. Like the other day, I ate a whole entire jar of pickles and then Googled, pickles healthy? Question mark. What's done is done. Dust in the wind. It's in God's hands now. I don't know why I feel the need to do these things. And my most recent example of people is the other day. Okay, I'm going to set the scene. It was a beautiful spring day, the first loveliest day of the year. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put on my favorite little outfit. I'm going to put on a little mask. I'm going to be cute. I'm going to go out on the town. I'm going to go for a walk, show myself off, right? And then, I'm not even exaggerating, I was like 3 steps out my front door, and I saw this woman from far away. She was making intense eye contact with me, just like bearing into my soul with her little peepers. And I was so confused. Like it was one of those like supernatural, like, am I the only one that can see her? Like, and then I was intense staring back. Like, I was like, do I know this person from somewhere? Have I wronged anyone recently? Like, is this how you get canceled? I have heard this looming threat of all these people getting canceled. Is that how they do this? And then we finally got like within like a range where we could exchange information, so to speak. And she just looked me up and down and she was like, polka dots. Then just kept walking, just out of my life forever. Didn't have anything further to say. Probably never thought about it after that. I think about it every time I wear my favorite outfit. That's not fair. You shouldn't be able to just do that to a person. And yes, to her credit, I was wearing polka dots. We all know I was wearing polka dots. Well, I'm a 30-something-year-old woman, and I'm kind of kooky. You can hear it in my voice. I own polka dots. I can see them right now. But it's like, I just don't understand what either of us was supposed to get out of that interaction. Like, if it's a compliment, it's a bad one. And if it's an insult, it's just toothless. Like, there are so many. Don't spit out your dinner. It's rude. Yes, she was a witch. The polka dot pup. Is that who that was? Have I been initiated? But yeah, it's just like there are so many things that you could just state about me out loud that would be so much more insulting than the fact that I like a whimsical pattern. You want some examples? I'll give you some examples. So I lived at home until I was 30. I have an ill-advised, slightly culturally appropriative tattoo. Not proud of that. I put tomatoes in the fridge. And that's probably the one you're most insulted by. That's what's going to get me canceled. I tweeted about that once. It was a whole rigmarole. But this woman, I don't know if she was maybe just like proud of herself for correctly identifying a shape, like a little baby. In which case, where is her mother? You know? But it really triggered me. At that point, I was like, all right, that's a wrap on people. Gonna head back inside. Got a lot to think about. And I know it seems like I was overreacting, but it really triggered my mental illness, which was really stressful because I don't know which one I like have. But I just call it something's going on. That's what I call my mental illness. Something's not right. And I do have a therapist. Don't worry. I can feel the worry. It's palpable. They're like, oh, we thought we liked her. But no, I have a therapist. I actually just recently had to haggle with my therapist. I had to get her down to a lower rate, which we are calling an opportunity to be vulnerable. I have a lot of shame around that interaction. So now I'm going twice as often. And I got the rates down, got the appointments up. See how that works? But there is something I do to keep myself spunky. And I'll leave you with this. Is just like my little tip. I do work out at home, and I've been working out with the gorgeous people of YouTube. I don't know if you've seen these people, if you've been to this corner of the internet, but it's like all like chiseled abs, and everybody's named Cassie. And I've been working out with this beautiful woman. She calls herself Blogilates because she has a blog about Pilates. You see how that works? Yeah. And Blogilates, I love her sunshiny attitude. The other day, she had me in a deep lunge position for quite some time. And then she looked right into the camera and she was like, what a great day. I just can't stop smiling. And I was like, that is so interesting, Blogilates, because we are so different. And, the only time I really have issue with Blogilates is when she makes comments about the body that she assumes I have. Like the other day, we were having a lovely time, music pumping, sweat going, doing some squats. And she was like, this is going to be really great for those saddlebags. And I was like, okay, excuse me. Stop this down right now. Excuse me, Miss California, Miss Rooftop Garden / Pilates Studio / helicopter pad, whatever it is you do. Don't talk about saddlebags, okay? I am a hardy Canadian woman. I need those for winter. A lot of discount tortellini goes into those saddlebags. You been to the No Frills? Dawn, you been to the No Frills with the 2 packs of tortellini? It's 2 packs of tortellini, heat sealed in the middle. Big red sticker says $5. That's my beacon. That's my bargain. I wear it with pride. And really, I just want to have a YouTube fitness channel that talks about the benefits of exercise beyond hotness, like the thing that none of us can hold on to unless we have a hotness budget. I just want to have my own YouTube channel where I'm like, all right, let's work that pelvic floor. This is going to be great for making sure your bladder doesn't fall out of your vagina. You read an article about that years ago and thought, that'll never happen to me. But now you're realizing you're not going to live forever. And by the way, you should have started that tax-free savings account a long time ago. All right, let's get down on the ground. Okay. Well, you all have been so nice. This has been lovely. I enjoyed just flipping my hair around in front of you all. Let's get Danish back on here.
Okay, amazing. That was Melanie. Give it up. Yeah. That's some interesting comments flowing in. Not gonna lie, I did a bong hit at some point, so I am kind of what's the word? Disoriented right now in terms of the premise. But at some point, I did hear the words rigmarole, and I have to say, it's kind of like one of those words that got out of favor, but it really shouldn't. I don't know. It's a fun word.
Bring
It
it back.
moves. It's got multiple vowels. It takes turns as you speak it. It's like rigmarole, right? It's and actually, I'm not even joking. I did some research into linguistic patterns, and apparently, that's how human beings like to speak. So, for example, tick tock. We don't say talk tick, right? It's flip flop, tick tock. So the sound makes sense for whatever evolutionary bullshit reason it makes sense. I don't know. Maybe some predator 500 million years ago went clip clop. Again, another word, by the way, clip clop, flip flop, tip top. Yeah, it's just the things you do when you smoke a joint and just let your fingers wander on Wikipedia is, Rumpelstiltskin. Wait, what? Yes, Rumpelstiltskin. That is a cool word, and also I want to know what drugs that author was doing when they came up with that name, because I have to write stuff. And the weirdest part about writing is like naming your characters straight up. I don't know why I struggle with it, because every time I have to name a character, I assume that character behaves like the person I know in real life with that name. And if it's fantasy, forget about it. I don't know how to make fake names. I just don't. And so that's why I stopped judging Star Wars for names like Bib Fortuna. Like, you know what? It's not. Okay? Grogu? Grogu? After 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, you give us Grogu? That's it? Grogu? You know, I'm pretty sure in some cultures that means poop. I'm pretty sure it's very close to poop. Anyway, this show has been brought to you by our sponsors. We're very happy that I'm talking about poop. Infinity, Stewart Eston, and Lily Financial, whose logos you see at the bottom of the screen right here. Oh, there we go. Mirror effect. Amazing. Amazing. So yeah, I've got a bunch of tattoos in weird places because I'm also mentally ill. ADHD gang, what's up? Also depressed gang, what's up? Oh fuck! I totally do it. I keep getting distracted by this hawk that's outside my window. Like Toronto's got a lot of hawks. I don't know if you guys know about this, but I'm also very close to. I'm actually right across the street from Rogers headquarters. They've got this weird jade emerald palace thing that they've going on, and there's a nest of hawks that lives there. There's probably a joke there about some kind of predator or something, but I'm too lazy to write that right now. I'm literally staring at the CN Tower. You know, let's since we have some people in the comments, why don't you throw out, if I can do this on time, throw out a couple of names of a couple of towns and we'll roast it. In the meantime, I'll roast Toronto. Toronto's called the 6 because that's how many variants of COVID you'll catch here, by the way. Somebody wrote microdosing. Amazing. I think we're watching 2 different shows here, Dawn. Disjointed, of course, classic. That's a callback to me not remembering the word disoriented. So high quality Canadian programming happening. Barrie, oh God. Who wants to roast Barrie, Ontario? I don't know if I should, if you can roast a country that God has forsaken, city. Barrie's called north of the 6. That's just 12, right? In a clock? Isn't that what that is? So Barrie is 12. Toronto is actually not even the city. It's actually 3 suburbs stacked in a trench coat. There's a lot of income inequality here because like the streets are full of drug addicts, drug dealers, sex workers, surrounded by condos that are full of wealthy drug addicts, drug dealers, and sex workers. And Toronto's favorite sport is losing. I don't know if anybody picked up on that. By the way, Congrats, Montreal, which I hate saying, but I guess I will have to. Hockey's happening, I think. I don't know. I'm more of a soccer guy. I like a little bit of acting with my sports. So yeah. Toronto doesn't have any ghosts because not even the undead can afford to live here. That's a fact. Correct. Toronto's also called the Six because that's how many roommates everybody has. Toronto's also called the Six because that's how many square feet your house is. Square feet? Square foots? Footages? Feetage? The English language is so dumb. Yeah. Toronto, how many more roasts of this can I do? Toronto is called the Six because that's how many part-time jobs you need to live here. I'm getting a lot of good ones. That's how I know it's a bad one. That's all you can afford. That's right. Toronto's called the Six because that's how many meals you can have every week. It's not a lot. Six is not a lot. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I literally have my first meal of the day around 4 p.m. every fucking day.
Whoa.
Yeah. But before that is just coffee and weed. And then I'm like, why am I pooping and forgetting everything? So this pandemic has broken me, okay? That's just so yeah. Cool. I wanted to do more billionaire bashing, but I thought that might be I don't know, it might be considered political. But also I have to talk about Jeff Bezos flying into space, which is just, if everything goes just right, we could have a union at Amazon in like 2 months. Okay, so like this, look, all I'm saying is Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' space company, is a giant company. There's a long supply chain. He must have pissed off somebody enough to like unscrew something, right? Like they took out a Death Star because there was like an open tunnel somewhere in his butt. Can you not do that to his spaceship or something? Come on. Like he literally looks like Lex Luthor. I am calling for the assassination of Jeff Bezos on Facebook. I'm sorry. I am not. Sorry, I'm not. I'm just hypothetically thinking of scenarios. It's weird that he can afford to go to space and buy MGM Studios while his employees are peeing in bottles. And they're peeing in bottles while delivering your product. So keep that in mind. There's a cascading. Yeah, that's how far underground you'll be before. Yeah, definitely. Look, I mean, Mark, see, I'm a millennial. I don't believe in mortgage. I'm not going to buy a house. At best, I will rob one. Like, best. I'll be renting forever, pretty sure. Or until civilization collapses, which is going to be, I don't know, I've got a moon watch here, by the way, guys. I was looking at my moon watch. It's got the, so, ADHD gang, get distracted by everything. Toronto, where we're all based out of, except for Melanie, who's originally from Winnipeg, but now lives here. It's a very multicultural city, and everybody assumes that, everybody's always asking each other where they're from, which is a pretty racist habit everywhere else. But, before I came here, I didn't know what to expect because, people are always like, if you go to North America, go to Canada, and everybody's like, Canada's like, a nicer version of America. You're going to love it here. I came here and realized Canada's nothing like America. It's not the right country to compare Canada with, because Canada is a giant winter wasteland full of high-functioning alcoholics obsessed with hockey. No, it's Russia. Canada is Russia with gay rights. That's it's a lot of passed out men in snowbanks after a bad hockey game or a good hockey game. That's just the thing. Cool. So now that I've taken up precious time from your life and have satisfied myself with your life force, I'm going to bring on our next act of the night before our headliner. Very funny comic. He's headlined with Yuck Yucks all across Canada. Bringing up Dave Burke. There you go, Dave. Take it away.
Hello. What's going on, everybody? Thank you, Humour for Hunger, for having us on the show today. Thank you, everyone scrolling through Facebook. This is how far it's come now. It's like I'm just hoping that someone scrolling through Facebook might see me and just give me a ha ha ha. That's how desperate we are for approval. If Melanie's phone call service was real, I would be on there every night racking up charges because. It's different doing shows online. Like we do a lot of these Zoom shows where you can hear people laughing sometimes, but then sometimes you don't hear it laughing and you're like, okay, am I bombing or is my internet cutting out? I can't tell if this is going badly or if I just can't see. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Danish mentioned Uber Eats tonight already. I love Uber Eats. I think we're all living very similar lives. Like we're all stuck inside. Like I've related to everything that every comedian's talked about tonight. I'm also depressed. I mean, we're dealing as best we can, right? Uber Eats, I'm ordering way too much Uber Eats. At first, it was like, it's the safe thing to do. You stay inside, order Uber Eats. That way you don't have to go outside. And so I was like, well, McDonald's is the healthy choice today. Then at least I can, it's what I have to do for my health. And now I'm just ordering McDonald's all the time. And it's, there's a McDonald's. It's like a 7-minute walk from my apartment here. And I order from that one all the time because, I want it to be warm when it gets to me. I could be doing the 7-minute walk, but I'm like, no, I'll get someone to bring it over. And this happened to me a couple months ago for the first time. I was looking at my phone, watching the order, and you can see the map and the GPS and everything. It's like John has your order at McDonald's, and then it said John is walking. And then I was like, okay, that's a bit specific. Like, I don't need to know that he's in between the McDonald's and his car or like going to unlock his bike. But then I was watching the map and it's like, John is walking your order. This guy was doing the 7-minute walk. I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's Uber Eats walkers out there. Not everyone has a car or a bike. Some people are just doing the walk that I could have done. I think the system flags it. It's like, this is less than 1 kilometer. This guy's having a tough day or something like that. Like, let's send someone over to hoof it over to him. And at this point, I'm looking for a cancel button because I don't want a Big Mac walked over to. I don't want the guy to get cardio while he's bringing me my McDonald's. It's not what I wanted. But I've adapted, and now I do it all the time, and I'll deal with it. The best thing, hopefully, the ideal situation with the Uber is I do contactless delivery. Where they just leave it in front of my door, and sometimes they knock, sometimes they don't knock. But ideally, when I go to get the food, they're long gone. They're sometimes like they're still waiting for the elevator, and they do that thing where they like look back and they just see me crouched over, like picking up a bag, like don't look at me, just falling away with my bag like a little goblin. Like when I said contactless, I meant eye contactless. Don't look at me. I know I'm disgusting. But yeah, it's a struggle with the Uber Eats, man. And mental illness too. Like, how do we not have a heart? How am I supposed to feel good and like thrive? Like, I moved to Toronto to do comedy. I haven't been able to do it in 14 months, and it makes sense that it sucks. I talked to a therapist as well, and he suggested if you're depressed, you can do this thing called behavioral activation, which is basically you just do something, and by doing that thing, you'll feel better. So he was like, have you ever considered volunteering? So now I'm tutoring children, which I don't know if that's like the direction he meant to go. It's like, oh, you don't want to live anymore? Let's get you around kids. That's it seems like the best option. But it has been great. It's been really good to do something and get my mind moving again, working with the kids. That's great, Don. However many it takes, it's good. You're like the $1 million man over there, $1 million woman. We all need. Well, I was getting it through work and my benefits ran out, so I don't have it anymore. So goodness knows we're gonna slip soon. But yeah, I was actually dating this girl this winter, and she was a clinical psychologist, which I thought would be really cool. I was like, she understands all this stuff, but not so cool. Like, I've never had a girl ask me how much fun I'm having on a scale of 1 to 10, but she did that. She actually did that. No joke. And I was like, oh boy, I don't know if I can have a clinical relationship. One night, she was asking me about depression, and I said, I'm doing the behavioral activation. And she goes, oh, am I behavioral activation? And never tell a girl that she is behavioral activation. It's like, oh, you're using, yeah, kind of. I don't know. Yeah, good times, you know. It is hard to date. Like, she was vaccinated. She was a healthcare worker. I'm vaccinated from volunteering at this community center, so that worked out. But dating is tough. But even before COVID, like, I'm not saying that COVID is what's making it tough. Like, dating was always hard for me. Like this girl that I dated last year, she was like too cool for school. You know, like I don't know, like. If you don't do cocaine, it's hard to date someone that does cocaine. You know, there's like a coolness gap, and I just wasn't able to match that. I don't know. It's like there's a big difference between girls that want to freeze their eggs for later and the girls that want to sell their eggs to buy coke. Is the lesson I learned from that relationship. But this girl was like so cool, and she was like, "Oh, you know," she was like, "You're so vanilla." Like she was putting me down, but she was like, "You're so vanilla," and I was like, "Why am I vanilla? I think I'm, you know, I'm freaky. Look at me." And she was like, "No, really." She was like, "You're so." She's like, "I'm great at masturbating. I have a vibrator." And I was like, "I don't need any hardware at all. I think I have you beat there. I just, just friction and frustration." She's like, "No." She's like, "You're so vanilla. You don't have any kinks. What are your kinks?" And I was like, "I don't know. What are your kinks?" And she's like, "So many. How do I list them all?" For one, I love when a guy looks in my eyes and says nice things. I'm like, okay, that's not a kink. You just had good parents. That's all that is. That's like if you said don't look in my eyes and say mean things, that's a kink. That now we're getting kinky. But what you described is just a straight line. And she was like, "Well, what's your favorite porn category? You're so vanilla. What's your favorite porn category?" And I was like, "I don't know. Most viewed, top rated, maybe. I don't know." And she kept pushing. She was like, "You're so vanilla." She was like, "What's your favorite sexual position?" And I was like, "I am not vanilla. I like all three. All right. This discussion is over here." But true dat. Oh man. See, look, this is what I mean by how desperate we are. I've been in my apartment for 14 months, and I'm just happy to hear text affirmations. Thank you guys so much. And reminder, if you're having fun tonight, go to humouredforhunger.com and donate. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like this, it's cliche to say the pandemic's been hard. It's been hard. I got a cat. Like that's the level of hard we're at. And if that's not a stark, alarming, the 32-year-old man gets a cat. Like I had a buddy who got cats, and he messaged me. He was like, "What kind of cat?" I was like, "I don't know. It's a female cat." He was like, "Oh, you're in the deep hole now, buddy. You got a female cat. You're alone, just in a 300 square foot apartment." This cat, she's a rescue, and I don't know if she considers herself rescued. She was taken from a hoarder home 1 year ago in Toronto. There was 150 plus cats in a 1-bedroom apartment in Toronto, and like the lady that went to pick them up said it was like there was no fans or air conditioning. It was just a hot summer day with 150 cats. And I was like, "Yeah, send me one of those." I don't know. I don't know why I didn't go normal. I don't know what like mission I was trying to accomplish. I was like, I'll be patient, whatever work she needs. But now in retrospect, just get a normal cat. If you guys are going to get a cat, don't be a hero. Just get a normal cat. This cat, she has no teeth. All of her teeth were removed when they took her because they're all rotten. So I have to mix her wet food with water, and yeah, it's little Murph. But I mean, I don't know. Like she doesn't let me pet her. Like I don't know what perspective she has, but maybe she's like, "Where's my 149 friends?" Like at least it was a 1-bedroom apartment I was in before. Like this is a bachelor. Like I can't stretch my legs in here. Trade my 150 friends for one loner. It's an interesting trade for her. Before the cat, that's just the name of the fat cat therapy. Oh man, she's yeah. I mean, when I got her, I was like, I can get a cat and I can pet her and it'll make me feel better to have a warm living thing. But she's afraid of people because she was abused. So every time I go to pet her, she runs away. Unless she's sleeping, then I can get a few strokes in. But it's creepy. I mean, it's creepy to wait for my cat to pass out to take a pat. Like I feel like Bill Cosby or something. But it is. Oh man, I wish that was funnier because I love the word Bill Cosby. But I don't know. Before the cat, I've done this before. I've like reached out to living things for comfort before. I got an aquarium before the cat, and I didn't go. The aquarium was actually because of a breakup, and we broke up over the issue of kids. This girl who I dated for a couple of years really wanted to have kids. She turned like 34, and she went to her doctor to talk about kids. And her doctor said, if you want to have kids, you got to start now. And I said, well, your doctor's not being a bro at all. Can we get a second opinion here? It's a really hard reason to break up with someone when you love them very much. You love each other, and she wants to have kids now, and you make 18 grand a year doing comedy. You know, it's a hard, and that's a fake made up number. That's way higher than the real number. But the point is that it's tough when it happens. It's a hard reason to break up with someone. And so I really wanted to do something to fill the void. I at the time didn't want to go cat because I had hope back then. This was a couple of years ago. But I went to aquarium and did not get fish, just got plants only. Just planted aquarium, no fish, because I have an issue with raising a family, like I said. I think they're on the same. And I realize now that plants are way creepier than fish could ever be. Like if you walk into someone's house and you see an aquarium, you go, oh, what fish do you have? It's like, no fish, just floating weeds. You're going to look for the exit quickly. You're like, okay, what is going on with this guy? But I was inspired in my defense. If you go on YouTube and you type in aquascaping, you'll find a bunch of other sad men that they've all clearly had some loss. Like it's great. You type in aquascaping, look at the channel, and I have like an empty aquarium, and then they'll like assemble the whole aquascape in front of you. They're like, okay, we'll put some tall rocks in the back. That's like a mountain range, and we'll put some short little plants in the front and some tall plants in the back. And look, it's a little world that we created. That's not so sad. Like if you want to feel better about yourself, look up aquascaping on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. But anyways, that's gonna be it for me, man. You guys, thank you so much for. Oh, Mark, we'll go through the boxes. The girl that broke up with me for kids, she like sent me a Valentine's card, and it's in one of those boxes up there, which we could read for the group. But your good instincts, Mark. There's skeletons in that closet. But we'll have to say that for another show. Thank you guys so much. Humour for Hunger. Everyone, please donate. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Danish. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. That was Dave Burke. Amazing. Those, aquascaping is, no comment. No comment. I actually did look it up at one point. I was like, hey, this could be cool. And I cried for 4 days straight when faced with the reality that this level of sadness and depression exists in the world. But yeah, let me actually, before we get to our headliner, let me give a quick shout out once again to Stuart Eston, Infinity Printing Solutions, Lily Financial, and of course our organizers Barry Uncovered and Canada's Top Mayor Award program. By the way, if you're watching, like and share to be included in a raffle draw next week for some prizes that we'll give away. Like, share, retweet, post this video somewhere. We'll collect your info. We'll come to your house. We'll get your health insurance from the government. And then we'll send you some cool merch, like a hat and a bunch of other stuff actually that's been donated by some very generous businesses throughout the Barrie area. Actually, our... beg your pardon. This is what happens when you do bong hits between people. That's what happens. Actually, it's not trouble. We're just trying to get our headliner into the show. We're just gonna quickly do some tech support live. That'll be amazing. Not really, but I also was gonna check out with our audience. It seems that our primary viewers are either Toronto or Barrie, which, let's face it, is like 97% of the Canadian population anyway. So who gives a shit about like Muskoka? Actually, a lot of people do. All the people with the money do. $500 worth of prizes, bro. Hell yeah. Like, comment, retweet, share. The prize pack is valued at $500. Please share the video, like our pages. You know what? Even send us each personalized happy birthday cards, because our viewers, have missed all of them. I know that for a fact. But yeah, we've been doing this for 3 weeks now. Our final week is next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. It'll be hosted by Mark Trinidad, very funny comic. He's been on BET Comedy Now, probably dated your mom at some point. And, cool guy. He also lives in Barrie, so we'll have some Barrie representation next week. And the lineup will actually be chosen from the past 3 weeks, including tonight. So the organizers are going to pick out their favorites, their 4 favorites, have them on the show. And the others can just suck it and rest in the knowledge that you did not impress anybody. Actually, I'm kidding. No, Melanie, you'll probably get on next week, actually. Hey, it's more money for everybody. It's more money for the food bank. It's more money for the comics. And more importantly, it's more attention for the comics. So, yeah. We're Canadian entertainers, okay? We don't do this for the money. We can't do this for the money. There's no money. It's like foraging for apples in the Sahara, okay? The Canadian entertainment industry is much like the dead sands of the ancient Egyptian civilization. Wait, that's not geographically right. We love them all. Amazing. Yes. Thank you, Jane. Whoop, whoop. Fantastic. All right. Now, we actually have our headliner getting ready in the studio, which is amazing. The reason she was a little late is also, by the way, she was also doing another gig for ACTRA, the Actors Union of Canada. Those people actually do make money relative to us. So there's that caveat there. So she just finished an event for ACTRA. She's been in Canadian comedy for 25 years, 30 years, Martha. I'm sure she'll let us know. She's won every award imaginable. She's been on every festival imaginable. She's performed in every country imaginable, and even some fake ones, actually. Please welcome to the stage, the virtual stage, Martha Chavez.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
Yay.
Great to be here. It is. Thank you. I have not performed in every country. In some countries, they wouldn't allow me, but I have performed in a lot of places, and now I perform in my apartment, which is great. I think I'm getting lazy. The only thing is that I cannot blame traffic when I'm late to a show. How bad can it be? I was in my bedroom, and the cats were interrupting the traffic to the living room. Anyway, I am vaccinated. I don't know if anybody spoke about that before. Did you speak about that? Anybody talk about that?
Not really. No, I don't think so.
Really? I am fully vaccinated. I never for 1 minute doubted that the vaccine was good. You know why? Because they didn't send it to the third world, which is where they send the vaccines when they want to use people like guinea pigs. My family in Guatemala have not been able to get vaccinated. And also, I thought when I was 20, I once had cocaine that smelled like gasoline, and I didn't give a shit. I whenever I go on the road, I eat sushi from the gas station. What am I going to be picking out? There are some people that believe that that's a way, the vaccine is a way for the government to track our every move, as if we don't put our every move everywhere. Like my life is an open Facebook. I tell everybody where I'm going, who I'm going with, what I'm intending to eat, if I ate it. And then I go to a store. I wonder if this top is good or not, and I put all my life is in the open, and it's not that interesting. That's what kills me, that they will spy on me, and that they will find out that I am not the badass that I pretend to be. I am very boring. Anyway, it's Pride now. Happy Pride to all of you. Happy Pride. It's sad that we don't have the parade now, but we also don't have, what else we don't have? We don't have the crazy fundamentalist Christians who come to the hood and live in the gay village. Surprise. who come and tell us that we are going to hell. Like, I don't know if you remember, but there was a time that the drag queens were coming to read, short stories and cuentos and like Little Red Riding Hood and all of those to the bookstore Glad Day. And then this preacher came all the way to the village to interfere with the drag queens reading to the kids. You're reading about wolves eating your grandmother. How difficult it is to see a drag queen. I don't understand. But besides, I don't even do things like that when I love something. I'm not going to move I'm lazy, thank God. It takes a lot of energy to hate, to come all the way just to tell people that they are going to hell and that Jesus would hate us because Jesus would hate men who dress like women. And you know what? Have you seen the Pope? Have you? Or even Jesus? Jesus wore a long gown, and not wore long gowns. What is the problem? Today I am walking with my rainbow mask, and I know that it is a risk. We have seen that in Canada people do hate crimes. It is in less than 2 weeks. I have because of the children that they found in the mass grave, and then the London crime. In less than 2 weeks, people found out that Canada is like the quiet neighbor, but it's a serial killer. That's what they have been asking me. But we thought Canada was nice. That's what they said about Jeffrey Dahmer. We thought it's very horrible because I am a refugee. I am a refugee, and I am grateful for what Canada gave me, for what Canada has given me. But it's like discovering that your adoptive mother has eaten her children. But I didn't even want to talk about that. Let's go back to the preachers. So then I am walking around with my mask around Dundas Square because I miss shopping. I miss shopping so much. Once we did a show last year in which the audience consisted of mannequins and real people. And I wasn't even freaked out about that. All I was wondering is I want to see mannequins again. I want to go to a store and see the mannequins. That's what I was thinking. I've been doing shows everywhere, even in the bushes. I did a show in the bushes. There were flies passing through my face. And, I felt like in a commercial for UNICEF. But I have been doing all the shows. And so I go to Dundas Square today, and I'm with Linda, my wife. She's white, my wife, and that's why we get along. It's the foundation. She doesn't use my fucking foundation. I am a German, and I don't like to share my makeup. She doesn't use my makeup. I don't use hers because if I did, I would look. She's white. I would look like I'm going to Marie Antoinette's ball. So we are getting along fine. So I am with her, and we pass by where the preachers congregate. By the way, when I went to the march, that march on Sunday with the indigenous, the First Nation people, that I went to the march, and that we were coming through Dundas Square before going to the Ryerson, where the Ryerson statue was around, and then there were the preachers with the speakers yelling about Jesus. And we stood at the corner and we yelled, "Shame! Shame!" Oh, it was glorious. Anyway, I am today and I am holding hands with Linda. We are two middle-aged women, but it's subversive what we're doing because men usually believe that women don't even have sex, like heterosexual women. They think that you reach an age and you don't have sex anymore. But I have a trapeze in my bedroom. They don't know that. I think that all we do is watch renovation shows and take care of our cats. And when I say cats, it's not a euphemism. It's the actual meow cat. That's what they think. But Linda and I have the trapeze. I go up. She waits for me with her legs wide open on the bed. I do a somersault and then I land in the chimichanga and we make tortillas. That's what we do. But anyway, we're holding hands, and this preacher, who is a Latino like me because his accent was stronger, so he's like, if you don't believe in Jesus, because Jesus has not granted him the miracle to pronounce the phoneme J. You know, if you don't believe in Jesus, Satan is going to burn you. Satan. Like I know he means Satan, but I like to play with their heads. So I go, you know what? Satan is very slippery. Satin is what they cover the bed with when people want to break the commandments. Satin is delicious for the fornication, and the guy is going crazy. So then he throws the Leviticus verse at me, you know, the Leviticus that condemns homosexuality. In Leviticus 18:22, it says that if a man layeth with another man the same way he layeth with a woman, it's an abomination. Because he likes that, you know, the performance. Abomination. And there were a lot of people around, so I yelled at the man, I don't lay with a man the same way I lay with a woman. Loophole. I think I won that fight because they were clapping for me. But you know, I wonder what the fuck do they care where I go when I die? Yeah, it's like if you don't believe in you, you're gonna go to hell. What do you care? You know, I have had tequila blackouts. You remember those? I have had tequila blackouts, and I don't remember where the fuck I was. I come back from my tequila blackout, and it was a blackout. So I think that death is a permanent tequila blackout. That's what it is. I am not afraid. But anyway, all of the religions, it's not only the Christian religion, all of them say that we are going to hell, that gay people are going to hell. So hell is like the Toronto Gay Pride Parade. You know, everybody's dancing and everybody has a hot body because we're all burning in perpetual flames. And that's where I want to go because that's where the cool people are. Anyway, that was my 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Martha, and I'm going to bring back everybody for a quick. There we go. All of our comics there. Dave, Melanie, Faisal, Martha. Woo! Hopefully, we raised tens of dollars for the food bank's COVID relief fund. Once again, thanks to our sponsors, as you can see they're down there. Thank you to Barry Uncovered, Canada's Top Mayor Award. Thank you, Marijuana, for making this possible tonight. And you know what? You can still donate. Humourforhunger.com. As it says right here on this little ticker, 100% of the proceeds go towards the food banks of Canada. And stay tuned next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. for the final show. The organizers will pick their 4 favorite comics from the last 3 weeks, and we'll put on one last show next week, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Remember to like, share, retweet this video for a chance at a $500 prize pack. And that's it for tonight, guys. Have a good one and stay safe. Peace.
Woo.